Well, hey there, folks. Welcome back to Silverrun. I have done something constructive, so to speak. Built a boat. We got the boat nearly ready. Well, I guess it is completely ready. And down at the bottom it says it is launching in 4 hours and 51 minutes. So it's 9 o'clock now, so it'll be this afternoon. We'll have a boat launch out into the lake. So that should be pretty exciting to watch. So we'll need to make sure we get back here and see that happen during this episode. But in the meantime, we're going to go do a little bit of harvesting. So let me take a quick tour of the fields here real quick and show you all of our fields are ready. Now the big field actually got ready before the other three, but I didn't get around to harvesting it. So we're now in the next month and we have all three of them ready. So let me hop over here. I have purchased a combine and we need to get it on the road. The only thing is when this header spawned in here, there's not much room to get behind it. And I'm not sure why. This has happened on a number of maps, but to happen on a base game map is, I don't know. You need more room than this to hook up the header. So we're just going to slide it out of the way. Let's move this back around over the corner. I hadn't done anything with this little guy here. We moved it down here. I thought about buying a pallet fork or something to go on it and just never did. Alright. In the class Tryon, it has got the middle engine. Probably a little overkill for this map and the three little fields I have, but oh well, we got it. So one thing that I've done quite a bit more logging. I've bought a couple different pieces of logging equipment, just trying those out, and I have some things to say about that, and we'll talk about that later on. Hopefully in this episode. It could be in the next episode if we have another one. But either way, don't know how this one's going to go. But yeah, I have some comments that I would like to share on some of the equipment that I have tried out. But right now, we're going to go down the road and get started on a little bit of harvesting. Now, I have already put the semi-truck down there. And it is ready and waiting for us. Now, if you notice, the roller coaster is starting to come together. I've actually been bringing materials down here during this playthrough. I don't know that I will get the roller coaster completed. Actually, I'm pretty sure I won't. But we're getting it moving along. And one thing that I have had to do is on the productions. Oh, as a matter of fact, I have bought all the production facilities. The pet store, the barrel manufacturing, the tile, shingle factory. There's a whole bunch of them, and I've bought them all. So money's been steady rolling in. We're making plenty of products, and I was being run ragged trying to keep up with all of the pallet work. I mean, it was far too time consuming, even while using an auto-load trailer. So yeah, I have actually set the distribution of the pallets to selling because I couldn't keep up with it. So all of the items that I don't need, I've been selling off. So now, oops, I need to unfold the harvester. So now they are just selling it on their own. Now I know I won't make as much money that way, but that's what we're gonna have to do so that I can maintain my sanity. And I've actually set up the sawmill too. I think I set the sawmill up to start distributing some of the pallets, the planks, long planks, and things of that nature that we need at the other production sites. Because the sawmill was just cranking out the pallets. So I've backed off of the pallet work just a bit, just so that I can move along with some other things. And as you can see here, we are into some actual farming. So we're going to try and get this done today. The little trees, the seedlings that I had planted, finally popped out of the ground a month or two ago, I believe it was. So we're in June now, and they've been up, I think, a couple months. I think so. And that was, they went from seedling to big tree all in one fell swoop. So that was a little bit surprising. So I'm not sure when the next growth stage will actually happen. I'm hoping to get to that because I actually want to harvest some of them. But we'll show you that here in a little while. I did get enough wool and cotton run through the spinnery to make the fabric, and we got that down to the boat yard and moved the boat through the process, and so we are all good. We have the sail made, the mast is up, the hull is finished, so it is ready to launch. So the biggest thing is what to do with these soybeans now. We are in June, and if we take a look at the map, I'm going to pause him there real quick. I think that to sell soybeans, July 37, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how many we'll end up getting. We may end up selling them next month. But what we'll probably do is just store them in that trailer over there. Two of the machines that I bought recently is the John Deere feller buncher and the skidder, the John Deere skidder, and the skidder works pretty good. I actually like that, but I'm a little bit disappointed in the feller buncher because it seems like all it can handle is those small trees. If you try to get a tree with any type of height to it, it's too much for it. One tree nearly tips it over, and two trees, it's a lost cause. Even though that the feller head or buncher head, whatever you call it, will grab both of the trees, they're just too tall. It's too top heavy, too much weight for the machine to handle, and so it just is all really tippy. You have to be very, very careful how you drive it. And I have had it tip over multiple occasions. Now it could be me not knowing what I'm doing, which is a very real possibility, but even just with one tree, it just does not perform very well. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that. The only thing it seems to be useful for is some of the smaller trees. So, I don't know, maybe it's working like it's supposed to. Maybe the weight is not quite right on it, or maybe these trees on this map are just too big. Some of the taller trees are just too big. I don't know. But either way, it has not worked out very well for me. And we do have the rocks still in this field, and we need to potentially get them up. I do have rocks turned off. I went ahead and did that so that we weren't having to fool with them. But yeah, so things have rolled along pretty good. We made a bunch of money, we spent a bunch of money, and logging has been, it's been fruitful. Those logs make a lot of money. Alright, we have got our first full tank here. Most of the field has been harvested. If we pan around here, we see we only have just a few more strips. So we are doing really good on getting the field harvested. This combine's actually making really short work of it. And those other fields should go even quicker. And this trailer holds quite a bit, so I am pretty sure we're going to get all of the fields into the trailer. And I think what we can do is just pull it under the barn and hope that the July prices are a little better. So we are carrying on with this field here. And we'll have it knocked out very quickly. Alright, we got a helper working on the other field while we ran back over here and grabbed the truck. You see we have 15,650 liters in the truck. So this is one of the pieces of equipment that I bought. It's the John Deere with the feller buncher on the front. And, well, it's the one that I said that I wasn't impressed with. So the buncher head there on the front holds a pretty big sized tree around, but it just seems like there's not enough weight. You see, I do have 3 deadwood trees there. The nice thing about this is you can drop trees down wherever you want to. But if you want to cut like this pine tree here, we'll turn it on. And we'll pull up to it. It just, well, that is not right. No, there we go. Alright, so it'll grab it. And it does pretty good with the pines. You see it holds the weight pretty good. Come down here and grab another one. You see it's getting a little bit tippy. So let's come down here and grab another one. Why am I not allowed to cut it? Well, that's weird. Let's find another pine tree. I don't see another one anywhere. Well, so we have the pine tree here. It holds it pretty good. So we can back it down here and lay it down somewhere, wherever we want to. If we wanted to pile it up here beside the bunker silo, we can lay it right down where we want it. And release, ooh, that's the lights. Release it out of the clamps. And it went flying. But let's grab another tree, one that's a little bit bigger, and kind of show you what it does. So if you take a look at these trees here, yeah, so like that one right there, that's a pretty tall tree. And that one's a little bit shorter, so let's actually get the tall one, and I'll show you that. Like I said, it could just be too big of a tree for this, but to me, it shouldn't cut it if it's too big. But it cuts it no problem, grabs it in the claws, gets it in there, and it's, if we move around, look at it moving the machine. If I tilt it back, I didn't mean to do that while recording, but as you can tell, these trees just toss around this machine like a toy, really. Luckily, it's usually pretty easy to self-right. Well, like I said, it's not. It didn't impress me. That's all I'm gonna say. It could be right. I could be just doing it completely wrong. Those trees, I'm sure, are just too big. But I mean, that's what's on the map. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't care for that. I love the idea because they use those down here near me all the time, harvesting pine trees. But some of these other trees just seem to be much heavier. It does okay with the pines, but those larger trees, it does not. And I don't want to harp on it to be, you know, the negative part of it, but the mod looks fantastic, but it just doesn't handle the trees. So I did use it for a bit, tried my best to make it work out, but just couldn't. I just couldn't do it, and like I said, could be doing something wrong. May just be sizing the trees incorrectly. I don't know. Well, it looks like the combine actually already got this field done. That was very quick. So let me run over here. We're going to grab the combine, pick up that little bit that he missed, and then we're going to see if we can get through the gap there and get over to our other field. I've put in another structure as well. Actually, 2 more structures. The place is growing. I've spent quite a bit of time on here off camera, and I've done that because I wanted to kind of advance through at least 1 full year on this playthrough. Oh, slow down. Went too far. And mainly to get the boat built. But yeah, so we are moving along. We've done a lot of off-camera work. Of course, the logging takes a lot of time. I mean, when you're playing single player, can't really use a helper to do the logging. It takes a lot of time. So let's see if we can just ease through this gap here. I think we can. Yeah, that's perfect. So what have I done here at the farm? We'll get a helper going here, and we'll talk about that. Let's see, I think if we just, let's turn him loose just like that and just see what happens. So I have put in this structure here. It's given me some space to put some of the equipment under cover. So we've got things in here and sorted. Got a little bit more space we can back some stuff in. I've actually moved the fuel tank that we had up there down here. So we've got some things under here. It's all dirty. I don't even have a pressure washer. Now, I actually surprised myself by how good this tree's come out. I mean, that actually looks pretty good. Pretty good. I think I did a halfway decent job planting those. They might be a little bit close, but it turned out pretty well. I think it did. We'll come down here. Now the bushes are grown up in there, but yeah, it turned out good. Now, this is the first row I did. It is kind of straight, kind of, but when I got to the end of that row, I kind of lost track of where I was. So I ended up moving down here and starting. So this group here turned out pretty good. That's okay. We just have a big gap here. So it actually kind of would work out if I built a road right down through here, leading up to the farm, I guess. I could Yeah, see? It's almost like I planned it that way. So, what else have I done? There's something else I want to show you. But I did buy some more land. So I bought the mountain up here. The mountain that you start with. That is this property up here, 33 and 32. I ended up buying that and doing a little bit of logging up there on the top. And then if we jog down here, we'll let our combine helper carry on. So it does look a little thinner up there. You see, I've taken out most of the larger trees. And, yep, got the trees down. We'll come back to that. So yeah, if you look up there, there's a lot of trees gone. I had the equipment down here loading the trucks. I actually put the grapple on the excavator and it works pretty good. It actually works pretty good, especially if you're loading larger logs like a full 12 meter to fill up the trailer, 12, 13 meter log. Even if you have bigger logs, it handles them pretty good. That excavator has plenty of weight. You see I have a bunch more logs up here that I need to load. I was actually clearing this area here with the Komatsu, cutting them to 12 meters and loading them with the excavator here. So we'll need to move the excavator up the hill and load up the trailer. So this is the John Deere skidder, and this is something I really wanted to try because, well, they use those down here where I'm located all the time as well. I've actually seen these in operation quite a few times. So it was kind of neat to get to use this in a logging capacity in the game. I know we have had some skidder mods out before this, but it's always neat to see something like this included in the base game. Well, I guess it was a DLC, but included by the game designer, I guess. So the nice thing about this is you can use this front blade here to tidy up the piles. You can push up your piles and get the timber situated where you can grab onto it. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. Gotta raise that up and get back over that log. And then what you could do too is raise that back up. Now, I didn't leave myself very much room here, but you would come along and probably would have helped to hand the piles whoever was cutting. Try and lay them down a little bit better, but if you use the blade, you can get them kind of at the same length. And then come along with the big old hook on the back. I probably shouldn't be driving in the stream. Like I said, I didn't leave myself very much room. I'm gonna raise this up. Raise up the hook. Let's see. There we go. Get all the way raised up so we can get clear of the timbers. And let's see if we can raise up a little bit more. There we go. So you're going to just back over and grab onto the logs. Raise it up, and actually we could put this back a little bit so it doesn't hit the machine. And I don't know what it's going to do over this creek. I probably shouldn't be driving in it like this, but hopefully it'll hold on to the logs. Yep, there we go. So you could technically skid these down the mountain, which is probably what I should do. Drag them down here to the excavator. And we can get the truck loaded. There we go. So this actually works out really good. I was really pleased with the skidder. It looks good too. It just looks mean. These machines are massive in real life. Matter of fact, just the other day, going to Thanksgiving, as a matter of fact, we passed by and they were just starting to log an area, and it looks like they had brand new machines. They were really green and yellow and shiny and looked new. It looked just like this. So it was really neat. And then they also had the feller buncher machine that we just used a few minutes ago. So it's kind of neat seeing that. The kids got to see it, so that was pretty cool. Oh, let's just stop here. So if you remember, I had a little bus here. Well, we were able to haul that off and junk it. We put us in a nice little cabin. We have a back porch overlooking the lake. I mean, how nice is that? How nice is that? And then the front porch, we're overlooking our area. We can sit in our chair over here and see our field and our farm. We can see folks working on the roller coaster, and we have a nice view of the lake. So I thought this was a really nice spot to put in a property. We've got some meadow grass grown in now that the trees are cleared out. Got some sunlight and it's grown in. So yeah, it's pretty neat. It kind of, I've said this before and I want to say it again, is one of the cool things about this game, the farming simulator game, is you can set things up like you would really want it to be. I mean, how nice would it be to have a little house there on the hill by the lake overlooking everything? So yep, it looks nice. Yeah, well, it looks like we have an issue down here. So I've gone through those pieces of equipment really quick. Like I said earlier on, I wanted this playthrough to just kind of be an overview. I didn't really want it to be super in-depth, super detailed. I have spent more time on some things than I have others, but I'm just going through it, trying the equipment. Hopefully showing some of you, if you don't have the DLC, some of the stuff that comes with it, so that you can get it, or choose to get it, or make a decision, maybe an educated decision. So that's really the goal, as well as giving me the opportunity to quickly run through and try some things. So it's been fun, really been fun. I've enjoyed it. But it's been a lot of work, actually a lot more work than I anticipated, having to do everything manually. I think this would be an awesome multiplayer map. To do some co-op logging, I think that would be awesome. Helper had a little bit of trouble in this field, it looks like, but we're almost done. So the nice thing too is I started out in farm manager mode, which gives you 1.5 million, I think. And I've been playing on easy economy, so money really has not been a problem. We've been able to buy everything we need. 1 or 2 leases, but mostly everything has been bought. So that has gone really well and made it easy on me. I hadn't had to struggle too much to get this stuff done. Oh, killed the engine. So I don't need this part there. We will move this over here. I have a little bit of iron ore stacked out there. I had some in the trailer, and it wouldn't fit in the factory. I needed to get rid of it. So my hope is to get these trees up a little bit bigger. I do want to cut some of them. I actually wanted to use the John Deere equipment to get the trees cut. I'm not going to let them get really big, but I would like to try that. So that'll probably be on the next episode. And there's one other thing I want to try too, and it's something that I've run across. I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but it is something to do with the old sawmill. So we will look at that probably in the next episode as well. Actually, it's a really neat feature. I think it's really cool. I think you guys will enjoy that if you hadn't discovered it. So definitely look for that episode. So yeah, do we have a cover? We do have a cover. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to park this under the awning here. And we will save it until July, which will be the next month. I need two of these, to be honest with you. It's just not enough space. I don't even have the logging equipment anywhere. I'll tell you, one of the, I'll show you this in the menu. I really wanted to put this down. This came with the DLC. It is called a bulk haul. Now, this thing is massive. Let's see if I can get it turned. There we go. So you see it in comparison to the combine right there. I mean, this is huge. Absolutely huge. The problem is, where do you put the thing? I mean, there is hardly any flat ground. I could have put it somewhere over here, maybe. Got rid of that. But, yeah, if I wouldn't have put in the sheep pen, I could have put it right here. Maybe that would have been a good spot for it, then put the sheep somewhere else. But, yeah, it's huge. But that would have been really cool to put some of the logging equipment in. The excavator, things like that. Would have worked out pretty good. So I wish I would have put this down earlier on. I wanted to use it somewhere, but I don't think I'm going to be able to on this particular playthrough. But that is a really neat awning shed that comes with the expansion. I think there was something else. I'll go ahead and show you this too if you hadn't seen. Real quickly, let's see, we'll go back this way. Yeah, we got this one here. This one is gigantic. Absolutely gigantic. And then we have this one as well. So some pretty neat new buildings that came with the DLC, but where you would put them on this map, I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe out in this field here. You know, you could put them out here. That would work. So, yeah, I don't even know if that takes up the whole field just about. That's crazy. So, anyhow, that is a good stopping point. We're going to stop there. Yeah, we still have some work to do. I'm not quite ready to end the series just yet. I got a few more things I want to try and show you guys. So, we will do that next time. I think we're getting close though. Ooh, I am running really fast. So we will definitely be wrapping this up here in the next episode, or maybe two. One or two. I'm not real sure. Oh, we're not done yet. We're not done. Don't go nowhere. We're not done. We're not done. We have one more thing I have to do on this episode. Let me get this trailer up here to the farm. We need to go launch the boat. Definitely need to get the boat out into the water, because that will happen before the next episode. So let me pull this over here. We'll get the header on the trailer. There we go. Now the combine, I'm not real sure. I guess I could pull it in here behind the loader. Yeah, that'll work out. Very good. Alright, let me slow myself down here. I'm flying around. Alright, we need to go down here and launch the boat. So we're going to just quick visit. So we have 3 hours and 52 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and speed up time. And watch this happen. So the cool thing about this is, you know, this is something that you work on over a period of time. It's taken us nearly a year to get this going here. So that's pretty neat. I think it's a neat dynamic to the DLC. We've built a boat. I've built a boat. Very, very cool. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. We'll see you next time.